Today's the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. Amen, amen. Today's a new day, great day, grand day. And I'm coming back with another video. Hey. This video here, I am going to be talking about Instacart. But before we get into this video, welcome everybody back to the channel. Welcome everybody who's new. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sabrina, virtual best friend. I talk about how to get your coins right. I talk about everyday mom life. I'm just your virtual bestie, and we just do all type of bestie stuff over here. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe. But enough of this talking. Like I said, you already seen what the thumbnail is. I don't do no clickbait. I don't do any clickbait over here, okay? I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. I'm going to be talking about Instacart. If you don't know what it is, I'm going to go into detail all about it, how much money I've made, the do's and don'ts, the things that I love about it, the things that I don't love about it, and is it even worth it? Okay. So if you're interested in all those, if those questions are something you are interested in, then continue. What is Instacart? Instacart is basically a freelance type app where you are basically someone's personal shopper. You can shop anywhere from Target to your local grocery store. Here in Nevada or Vegas where I'm at, it's like Smith's, Albertsons, Vaughn, stuff like that. When I was in Texas, it was like H-E-B, Fiesta, and I feel like I'm forgetting another store, Randall's. So wherever you are, your local grocery stores, you can also shop at like Petco. I think you can do Sephora. So there, whatever it is the customer is looking for, you pretty much do it. Costco, Sam's Club. Get the drift. So you just, and actually I've used Instacart before, and I've also been a shopper for Instacart. And I love both the concept of it. It's really easy. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Download the app, pick out your groceries. As a shopper, you just basically do the grocery shopping for it. I'll show some screenshots of what I'm talking about so you can kind of see the gist of what it is. Now, when it comes to Instacart, you basically get paid per, I guess not really per order, because they call it batch. So you can have like up to 3 batches each like order. So meaning you can literally say you're going to Target. You could literally be doing 3 different batches, meaning you have 3 different stops. But you're in the same store. They also have it where you can even do 2 different stores and have 2 different batches. It just depends on what's available. They also have, sometimes they have bonuses and stuff like that. And also, if you do use my affiliate link and you never used it before, they do have where you can get a sign-on bonus when you complete your first 30 orders or something like that. So definitely click in it. And it's all depending on the region of where you sign up. Some people I've seen where they can get up to 1,000. Some people I've seen where they'll get like 450. Some people I see where they get 200 bonuses and bonuses. Just imagine, it's just depending on the location and the demand of the shoppers that they need in that area. But like I said, definitely use the link if this is something you kind of want to do or try. Also with Instacart, you can just be a shopper. Where you just do the shopping. Those batches are not as available as, say, as the one where you do the full thing where you do the shopping and the delivery, and you don't make as much. You make a majority of your money with Instacart, of course, is with tip, because they usually give you very bare minimum, just enough to get you there and to drop off the order and nothing else. So you do really rely on those tips that the customers give to you. So, so to make it worth your while. And from my experience with Instacart, I find it that, depending on it's like for me, when I was in Austin, the city gave the most tips. But the city, when you're in the city, like the more where the buildings, like downtown area, where the high risers and the people are in the penthouse suites, those kind of things, they do tip the best. But the downside is that the parking is always horrendous and the traffic is literally hell. So, but you have to put that into factor. But you do end up making a little bit more when you are downtown and you know your way. Instacart is really good for people who are very local and know their city very well, because you can kind of dip in and know how to get a certain locations faster if you know your city. And that just takes time. Another thing about Instacart that I liked, and that I like the flexibility of working when I want to. I can work right now if I wanted to. If I, pretty much whenever the stores are open, you can work. So that made it really good. You can pick up things. Sometimes you can do 24/7, because some people like to have a midnight snack from 7-Eleven or something like that, but it really slows down. I really say the golden hour, the golden places, depending on your city and state, I want to say Sunday, Monday are really good days. Saturdays are not as big. I don't really like to do Instacart on Saturdays, because it's always really packed, really busy, really crazy. And also during the week are really good days, closer to when, because I really feel like the morning rush is really good, like when you get to Costco's, because people really look for the Costco drop, because usually Costco's another thing that pays really, really well if you're able to get it. But the pros and people that are doing hardcore Instacart shoppers usually get those really fast. But if you're able to get you some of those Costco's orders, that is where the money, because a Costco order itself can give me, I think the most I've made so far with a Costco order, because I'm not as serious about it. I think it was $65, which wasn't bad, and it took me about an hour to shop it. And the drive was a little further out, so she paid me extra. And so that was about extra. It was almost like a 25-minute drive. So you can just say it took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours, but I made about 56 or 60 bucks off of it. So that ended up being like $30 an hour, which wasn't bad at all. The average, what I usually make when it comes to Instacart, anywhere from I want to say the bare minimum is probably $22 an hour, and on a high note, probably $35 to $30 an hour, depending on the day and all the day. But I usually average really 22 to 25 an hour, depending on the batch, depending on the day, and depending on the times where it's really busy. For me, I am a morning person, so I wake up at the crack of dawn. I'll be out there about 6 o'clock in the morning when the store is open, and I try to get all that morning rush in, and I try to be done no later than 1 or 2 o'clock. That just works out for me because of the kids and things I got to do my schedule. But some people, if you want to work it all the way to 5 and then get that, or be done at 1 o'clock and then come back around 2 to 3 to get that later rush, because people getting off from work, and a lot of people like to get their groceries when they come off from work or whatever, then that is good. So some people like it in the morning, like the stay-at-home moms or people that work from home try to get their groceries early in the morning. And then I notice people like to get their groceries later in the day when they come home from work. So like the drop-offs at 5 and 6 and 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And if anything past 8, you're probably not going to get too much money, but you're really going to do pretty good around 5 or 6. That's when it gets another little rush hour. And then also, there's other apps that I would rather do than Instacart that are at the end of the day. Another thing I wanted to say, some of my cons about Instacart is that some people anything else. Some people don't tip, so that's good. You have your good and bad days where you don't make as much money as the others. Another thing that I struggle with Instacart is while you're shopping, the customers can take things out and request things as you're shopping, and that could be really annoying when you've already, because for me, I'm a shopper, so I always go through the produce first, which is on one side of the store, and then by the time I'm done, and the dairy or whatever could be on clear cost, or the whatever is clear cost on the other side of the store, and then you have a customer say, hey, I want some broccoli, fresh broccoli, and you're like, now I gotta walk clear cost on the other side of the store to get your broccoli. So sometimes if you kind of on a time frame and you kind of got a groove of things, and that can kind of throw you off. But you know, it's just a part of it. You know, I always try to give good customer service because you depend on those tips. So they have their little annoying moments, or we'll get an order and I had it where the customer canceled right while I was shopping it. And so I was like, yo, like, they canceled. I still got paid for it, but I don't think I didn't get the tip because, you know, but you just get paid for that part. So that's the part that was kind of frustrating. Or you'll have a customer that gives you the wrong address. That's happened a couple times. So you just got to have a very flexible mindset when it comes. Like for me, I always have, whatever I do, I always try to come with a very positive, flexible mindset. Allow things to be what they are. Instacart, because if not, it will stress you out if you get so caught, because there are a lot of videos that get you caught up with a lot of negativity. So if you have that mindset and it's kind of stuck in your mind, it will play out through what you're doing and you're going to end up hating it. But if you come in with a positive mindset, and I feel like I'm really a big believer, you come in with a positive mindset and you still do it, you end up, like, God works it out. Like, you're going to be good. Like my shirt has, have faith. Like, you got to just have some faith. Go out there, have a good attitude about it. And it all works out at the end of the day. I've had it where one customer completely was like trash, and I was like, dang, that really sucks. But then your next customer could literally bless you and literally give you way more, you know what I'm saying, and to the point where you're not even thinking about the first customer. So it's kind of like, you get what I'm saying? Or you can have one day that's pretty crappy, but your next day was so good that it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. So it's just kind of like, it just goes, just learn to go with the flow of things. You'll do really well with it. So some of my tips that I'm going to give you about being, if you want to do Instacart, is to, number one, have some type of cart. I'm going to show you pictures, and I'll even have a link to some that you can purchase. They're usually about $30. They're pretty affordable. Very worth it if you are in an apartment complex, because apartments can be a little frustrating trying to find and Instacart sometimes it's not always this precise of where the location of that person's apartment is. So it's good to have a cart. So I usually do is get my cart, fill all the groceries in it, and then I, deliver all the groceries all at once instead of doing the walk back and forth. That saves you a lot of time. So having a cart, and especially, yes, like I said, in apartments, when it comes to, if you're going to do multiple batches, I recommend to stick to the 1 to 2 batches. 3 batches can kick your butt if you do those back to back to back to back to back. Unless you're doing like a Costco or something that they're giving you a lot of money and it's just worth your while. But try to stick to the 2 batches or 1 batch if you can. 1 batches are my favorite, but 1 or 2. But if you are doing multiple batches, always put your last order in the back of your trunk. Then you do your second stop. And then your first stop will be in the front, so it's easier to grab. Try to get your little system, whether like either you tie the bags, leave some open and tie some, so you can know which bags go to which stop, so you don't get them confused. That's very important. I also recommend you do tie the bags too, to make sure nothing slips out the bag. That easily has happened. I've had that happen once before, where I had everything and then something got out of the bag. So take your time to double check, triple check to make sure you have everything. You never want to circle back. Now on to how much I have made with Instacart. Like I told you, I am not a pro and I don't do it full time. I just do it as I feel like it when I need to. If I'm like, man, I want an extra couple dollars here, or something to tie you over, or you're doing Christmas shopping or whatever your case is. So I'm going to show you. And I've been doing Instacart since January of 2022. So you can say a year now, off and on. Like I told you, I'm going to do it every month. But when I first started, I definitely made more money when I first started. My very first week of making and doing Instacart was $366.51. I'm going to just show you what I've made. In fact, I probably just have a little thing just show you right here. So, January I didn't do too bad. February I didn't do too bad of that month. April I kind of slacked off a little bit. I wasn't taking it serious. I was doing other things at that time. That May I picked up again, had a really good May, 1 week, almost made $400. Between September, October, I made about $300. And then just ending out the year, I just, you know, picked up a day. Some of those was, I just worked a day. And when I said I worked a day, I did like maybe two orders, and that was it for the day. And I made like $78. Prime example, you can see right here. And some of these I was doing in Vegas. I don't make as much money so far in Vegas as I did in Austin. I made way more money in Austin. I don't know if it's just maybe just more popular out there than it is out here in Vegas, or maybe I just haven't found the best areas out here. Because Austin, I knew the areas where to go to make my money. Vegas, I haven't really found those areas, nor have I really been searching, because I like I said, I don't use Instacart as my like full-time job. I use it as a part-time job. So and so I will ask, if anybody is interested in doing it, I said definitely do it. I would not recommend doing this as a full-time job. I mean, you could, if you are look, I'm gonna tell you this. If you have that kind of that hustle, have that discipline, and you about making your money, you can make anything a full-time job. Like if you can make YouTube full-time job if you have that mentality to make it work. But if you're just kind of like, I'm just casually looking for something to pick up some extra money when, you know, my coins are a little tight, or I got some things that I want to do and I just want that extra little money for whatever, you got a trip, you got something you want to do, you're behind on a bill, and you would rather make an extra money than get one of those shark loans at one of them cash in places or something, I highly recommend doing Instacart. Instacart has gotten me by on many occasions where I wanted some little extra side, little extra coin for certain things, or I'm, you know, wanted to pay off. You know, I have my goals and things that I am saving up money for and paying off. So I feel like Instacart is definitely good for those extra little things. I am not a downplayer of Instacart, even though I don't do it all the time and I do it every month. I just do it as I feel. Highly recommend it. And that pretty much, I hope I answered a lot of your questions. I've given you my honest opinion. There's so many videos on YouTube about it, but I have to give you my little about it. If you want to know more about it, sign up for it. Links will be in the description box. And I think Instacart, I want to say it is only in America, maybe in Canada. I'm not 100% sure all of where Instacart is located, but I know that it's definitely in the United States. So use that link below, and that link definitely helps out the channel. If you learn some information, if you really want to try it, definitely go ahead, get you some extra coins. If you like these type of videos and you want me to talk to you more about different side hustles, little things that I do when I want to make a little extra coin or two, definitely go ahead, show this video as much love as possible, share, do all that good stuff, because that lets me know that these are the type of videos you want to see me do, and I don't mind doing them. But anyway, it's hot in this car. I'm starting to glow. This is I'm getting hot in the car glow. I love you guys so much. I catch you guys in my next video, and as always, guys, God bless. Mwah, love you. Bye.